Hi, trumpet player. If you're currently unable to reach higher notes on trumpet like you used to in high school and college, or if you simply are frustrated with your usable trumpet range because it's too limited, then pay attention to this video because I'm going to help you. If you stick with this channel, then you're going to learn how to conquer limited range and endurance on trumpet so that you can take the stage in confidence again. Like my student Tim, who came to me after trying to relearn trumpet on his own for 2 years. After applying the methods I shared with him, Tim was able to play an E flat above the staff. After he did it, he said, "Wow, I didn't know I could do that." And it was easier than I thought it would be. So if you want to learn how to dominate the upper register on your trumpet comeback, even in your 40s, 50s, and beyond, this video is for you. It all begins with a fundamental practice routine. A balanced practice routine is your key to reaching your goals. And I think that brings the natural question, what is a balanced practice routine exactly? It's breathing exercises paired with buzzing and long tones and flexibility studies, some tonguing exercises, finger dexterity exercises, and of course, you want to play some music. So what does this have to do with you dominating the upper register? As you develop the ability to play steady long tones, for example, you're developing the same tongue that's going to make playing flexibility studies possible. The same tongue that's going to articulate those tenuto and staccato notes. You're developing the same tongue that's going to help you play upper register notes with ease. Your practice routine is like the skeleton song we sang about in grade school. The hip bones connected to the leg bone, or however that song goes. You know what I'm talking about. So while your primary concern may be extending your range, I want to help you to slow down and get a proper practice routine in order. When I speak to most people about their practice routine, they've got a shell of a routine going on. And honestly, this accounts for the challenges that they're having on the trumpet. If this is making sense to you, then you might want to download a short book that I wrote for you called Effective Practice: How to Make the Most of Your Practice Time even if you only have 30 minutes a day. It's yours now. All you have to do is click the link. It comes in audio form and PDF form. What would happen to your body if you only ate protein? No carbs, no fats, no fiber, only protein. That's an unbalanced diet. Not ideal for an optimal body, right? At least not long term. In a similar way, practice a balanced trumpet routine on a regular basis. If you're not already doing this, then a new world will open up for you when you commit. Now, since we're talking about playing in the upper register, please allow me to talk about pressure for a few minutes here. We need to talk about pressure. I've heard stories of Rafael Mendez playing his trumpet from a string to demonstrate that he's not using pressure. I don't know if this is fact or fiction, but I can tell you this. Everywhere you look in life, you can find signs of pressure. I believe that's for good reason. See, pressure isn't always enjoyable, but the results of pressure can bring some good things. For example, diamonds, pearls, mountains, volcanoes, and flowers. Yeah, flowers. I said flowers. Why did I say flowers? Because if there's no air pressure changes, then there's no rain. And if there's no rain, there's no bloom. So yes, flowers. Trumpet playing requires pressure too. Now the catch is you want to make sure that your pressure is in the right places in your body. For example, how are you supposed to play trumpet with relaxed corners? And how will you support wind flow except from the gut? Stop thinking about what you don't want to do and focus on the good that you do want to accomplish on the horn. Now, while we're talking about pressure, we need to also talk about the tongue. In short, raising the tongue arc creates compression of wind. Pair that with support from the gut, and trumpet playing becomes a little more simple. So what I'm telling you is to change your focus from being concerned about pressing the mouthpiece on the face to supporting the wind from the gut paired with proper tongue arc placement. If this video is helpful to you, then click the like button so that more people can find this video and also receive help. Pay it forward. Click the like button. Now, the natural question becomes, how can I know what the proper tongue placement is? I'm glad you asked. The answer to that is practice flexibility. Each note has its own specific address. That's how I think about it. The vehicle that gets you to the address is your tongue level, and the gas that moves the vehicle is your wind. Now, to help you become more familiar with each address, practice your flexibility studies and don't be in a hurry to get through them. Take your time in them. One of my maxims is my body is the primary instrument. What I mean by that is most everything you want to accomplish on the trumpet can and should be first performed in the body. So when we're talking about flexibility and learning tongue placement, one simple thing that we can do is whistle. Because when you whistle, the tongue is in the exact position that we want it to be in when we play the trumpet. It's directly related. And if you can't whistle, don't really sweat it. Just move air, just blow wind, and that whistle might eventually pop out. I mean, that's where we all start from. So if you can't whistle, it might sound something like, I accidentally whistled there. Even there, you can kind of hear a pitch trying to make an appearance because I have my tongue in proper position. Okay, so I guess that's a big clue right there. If you are able to whistle, okay. Since we're talking about upper register, we have to also talk about endurance. Brandon H., somebody who follows this channel, says, I was able to get back to that, talking about the upper register, but no endurance. So I can get up there sometimes for a little bit, but then afterwards it comes down real fast. That's what Brandon says about his upper register. He has to come down quickly because he lacks the endurance. Whenever a trumpet player talks about range, you'll hear endurance mentioned soon after. That's because everything is connected when it comes to trumpet practice. A total practice routine covers all the bases, and your range and endurance can grow at the same time without needing to neglect one for the other. As a trumpet player is able to improve range, endurance follows, and vice versa. So far, you're going to incorporate a balanced practice routine if you're not already doing that. You're going to hone in on flexibility studies if you're not already doing that. And third, I'm going to recommend to practice pedal tones if you want to dominate the upper register in your trumpet comeback. I used to hear this all the time growing up, and I didn't really understand until recent years that playing pedal tones helps to bring out the high notes. Now, how? How is that? Let's start by acknowledging that pedals are a form of flexibility studies. Okay, there's that. I love flexibility studies because they cover 4 of the 7 core parts of trumpet playing. And when I talk about the core parts of trumpet playing, I am referring to part of Claude Gordon's teachings. And in order to truly be flexible, one needs to play trumpet in good form. And when I talk about form, I simply mean how a player holds their bodies, really from head to toe. It's everything, okay? How you hold your body. So let's talk about pedals. When you play pedal tones, you're learning to play in good form, in a relaxed state, with proper tongue position, and with proper wind support. All of these things set you up well to play in the upper register, which brings me to my next point. You have to make upper register practice a regular part of your practice. I asked a friend of mine, how is he able to play so clearly and effortlessly in the upper register? And he said, hey man, I don't mean to sound like a jerk, but I just practice up there often. The typical mindset that I witness is that people don't sound good playing in the upper register. Therefore, they don't play in the upper register. And the opposite is also true for them. They don't play in the upper register, therefore they don't sound good in the upper register. Hey, listen, don't be afraid to touch your ceiling every day. By doing this, you raise your ceiling over time, and before you know it, you're going to extend your upper register by 2 or 3 notes in a relatively short period of time. And think about this. How will you improve in an area if you're afraid to make mistakes? You have to go for it. Now, if you're more serious about your trumpet comeback journey and want help on this comeback, then you can apply to join my program, the Returning Trumpet Player Method. There's a community of returning trumpet players already receiving help on a regular basis. You don't have to guess what to practice each day. If you like guidance, then you can apply for the program and I'll help you if you're selected. The link is in the comment section below. Click the video on either side if you want to continue your education, and I'll be there to help you. Take care. God bless you.